Back in about 2005, the two owners stepped away from day-to-day operations. Since then, they've continued very actively on the board of directors. Then in about 2010, 2011, they were thinking about, well, how can we start liquidating some of our investment here? We need to diversify our assets. So as part of that, they weren't real interested in selling to a third party. They really wanted to protect the culture and the mission that they had established at the company. And they also wanted to find a way to reward the employees who they felt really built this company up, to give them a way to capitalize on their sweat equity. Given all of those concerns, they felt like the ESOP was maybe the most practical way to achieve all of that. So when they first brought up the idea of an ESOP, I have to admit I really knew nothing about it. So I did a kind of a deep dive in educating myself alongside with the president to really learn about what this model looked like and to determine, was this really a viable path for the company, because I really didn't grasp how it would affect the income statement and the balance sheet and the cash flows going forward. So once we did further education, we also did some significant financial modeling, as much as 20 years out, to see if this would be viable, and determined that yes, in fact it was. So then we sort of built up a team of professional advisors to work with and developed the plan design for the ESOP. We then put the plan in place by the end of 2011. Simplistically, at a high level, what happens is the company makes a cash contribution to the ESOP trust, which is a legal entity. The trust then purchases shares from the owners, and then those shares are held by the trust. But then the rights to those shares are allocated out to the employees. Financially, it's a wonderful model. When we make a cash contribution to the trust, that contribution is treated as a compensation expense on the income statement. So it's fully tax deductible. That makes each purchase that much more affordable to the company. And then as the trust then is part owner of the company, the ownership held by the trust is a tax-free entity. So going forward, there's no tax liability by that percentage of ownership, which really frees up some cash flow that we can then invest back into the company for growth. It's really tricky to roll out an ESOP. Not many people understand it. They don't know what it is. What does it mean to be an ESOP participant? What's in it for me? Why is the company doing this? So communication is really key. That's why we did the education process for ourselves first, so that we could really explain it clearly. But I would say the employees are really on board. What I want to make sure is that they don't treat this as their new sole retirement plan. So prior to establishing the ESOP, we had a 401k in place with matching company contributions. I've insisted that we continue to offer that to employees because we don't want their eggs all in one basket. So I want them continuing to contribute, keeping their assets diversified. And the great thing for them is this ESOP plan is a retirement plan on top of what they already have, and it's not one that they have to contribute to. They also have the unique opportunity to directly participate in the success of that retirement plan. As we moved into this ESOP journey, we also made it clear to employees that we would do our part in educating people on Capitol Hill, the legislators, so that they understood what ESOPs really mean, because there's actually some elements of tax reform that could take away some of these tax benefits in the future. And if that happens, it won't make it feasible for us to continue to expand the ESOP at Realityworks. So what we do is meet with legislators for Wisconsin and make sure that they understand what it is, because once they know the story and what it really is, they understand that it benefits employees of all levels, that this is protecting their retirement security where Social Security may not. They really can't argue the point once they know what it is.